السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. معكم ريم Alothmany from Flinders University, South Australia, Adelaide. And I'm going to talk to you today about my thesis topic, which is a cultural investigation on HPWS implementation and its impact on healthcare employees in Saudi Arabia. So let's start by understanding what is HPWS. HPWS is known as High Performance Work Systems, which is a system or bundle of separate but integrated HRM practices that aim to gain competitive organizational advantage through the enhancement of employee skills, commitment, and productivity. So basically, it's a group of HRM practices that are implemented together in order to increase and enhance the productivity and performance of employees. There isn't an agreed list of HPWS, but it consists of the following practices, and the list is very long, and some have identified more than 40 practices that are included under it. So it includes intensive training and development, promotions, performance appraisals and rewards, job security, extensive staffing, employee engagement, and so on. So across the board, there is limited research in the Middle East on HR, and there have been some researches done in Saudi Arabia on HR, but very limited on HPWS. There have been multiple calls for additional research within an international perspective on the topic, and there are multiple actually additional research calls also for research to take place in the Middle East because of its economic significance. Countries in the Middle East are going through a reform process and modernizing a lot of their practices. As we know, in the 2030 vision, the Ministry of the Civil Affairs introduced programs to raise the efficiency of human resources and raise the efficiency of the productivity and the human capital. The context of healthcare is pretty much increasing in its importance, as the corona pandemic has shown in the current times, and is becoming a core research area in the literature of HPWS. And it has been argued that HPWS research within the healthcare context in either Western or non-Western settings is still limited, and most of the literature on HPWS in the West has focused on enhancing nursing performance. However, in Southeast Asia, there has been a pretty good focus of contextual and cultural factors in HPWS research, but in industries such as manufacturing and railway, the healthcare industry still lacks linking culture and context with HPWS. Who's affected by HPWS? HPWS affects individuals as well as organizations. So it may affect the organizational performance, the financial performance, and so on. And it also affects individuals in terms of authors have reported a lot of outcomes. Some have been positive outcomes and some have been negatives. For example, implementing HPWS practices impacts on employees, for example, well-being, commitment, job satisfaction. There may be a positive impact where the commitment goes up, or an opposite where the net commitment goes down. Others have reported negative employee outcomes such as turnover, burnout, and emotional exhaustion, and so on. So the aim of my research is to build on the existing literature of HPWS and investigate the influence of cultural and contextual characteristics on the success or failure of implementation of HPWS in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, culture here is important because the West is very much different than the East. I also aim to investigate HPWS impact on employee-related and career-related outcomes. Some outcomes have been the center of attention in the literature, and some have been neglected, so I want to create a balance between those. Because contextual and cultural factors have not been linked to HPWS in the Middle East, and specifically Saudi Arabia, and there's uncertainty about what are the cultural and contextual factors that may be significant in Saudi Arabia, I decided to undertake a mixed methods approach, where two stages were involved. The first one was qualitative, where I aimed to understand the phenomena of HPWS and some of the cultural and contextual issues that are perceived as influencing. And this was investigated from the perceptions of top management, HR, and medical. The second stage is to investigate the impact of HPWS on employees and frontline healthcare workers, which are doctors, nurses, and allied health professionals. Study one involved qualitative semi-structured interviews, which I did last year. 32 interviews were conducted, and they are in the analysis process at the moment. The analysis and the results will form the survey in stage two. And I will investigate through a survey with 300, hopefully, employees, including nurses, doctors, and allied health professionals. Hopefully, I can manage to get this survey done through this year. I hope you understood and enjoyed what I just put upon you, and thank you for listening.